Cosatu's former General Secretary Zwelinzima Vavi has thrown his hat in the race to lead the new federation to be launched in the new year. Vavi has previously said he won't avail himself for leadership role to allow new young unionists to lead, but he's now open to persuasion. In a wide-ranging interview with the SABC, Vavi also reinvented Cosatu to form part of the federation.
We have done very, very well. And in fact, we're very excited that we will be launching the new federation in March, not in 2016, but in March of 2017. We've done absolutely wonderful job to get us on the track towards a launch of what will be truly democratic, independent, and campaigning trade union federation. We've drafted a constitution which is now a subject of a mass discussion by our members. We have been into the workers' summit in April that gave us a go-ahead to go and forge ahead, establish a new federation. We have begun to run some campaigns. We have been in the forefront of the fees must fall, for example. We have been in the forefront of the outsourcing must fall in the universities. We have taken up the battles of the community healthcare workers for their contracts to be transferred from temporal, outsourced to permanent. And we've begun to shake the tree. And we're happy with that. As we close 2016, actually we are on cloud 9. We're absolutely excited with the prospect that finally South African workers will say goodbye to this class peace and holiday that have been going on for many years since the capture of Cosatu, and will liberate themselves and begin to lead their own struggles. To say to South Africans, there can be no complete democracy here or anywhere else in the world if the trade union movement is weak, fragmented, divided, and which is beginning to be increasingly irrelevant to the interest of ordinary people. We're turning that. Next year is going to be a year in complete difference. Even before we launch in March, we will be running up and down in the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. We will be picketing outside the State of the Nation address. We will hold a general strike when the budget is being tabled. And we will hold a series of other demonstrations, including a mass recruitment campaign, which will be combined with a campaign to ensure that the gains that were secured by workers' struggles in 2015, that says that workers mustn't be kept on a temporal basis after 3 months of employment. We will make sure that those things are enforced in law. We will be walking street to street in every town. We will be in every industrial area recruiting workers, confronting the company bosses, and demanding at least that what is in the legislation must be implemented.
Well, some analysts argue that the weakening of Cosatu has been because it's playing in a political space. Pre-1994, the formation of the alliance, this is Cosatu, the ANC as well as the SACP, was probably a good idea, but then the problem becomes when you have an alliance partner, and the ANC being the governing party, the one that's leading the government, and that's where the problem really starts. You said, looking back at what happened in 2007 when Cosatu came out publicly and supported President Jacob Zuma, that could have led to the divisions not only within the alliance but also within Cosatu.
Absolutely correct in your analysis. The question is absolutely a good question. With the benefit of the hindsight, we have been saying to one another that probably the alliance was the best thing this country needed in the struggle against the apartheid system. But in our view, the alliance should have been terminated the day the ANC adopted GIE as its macroeconomic policy, which is basically an anti-worker, pro-business economic strategy going forward. We stayed in naively thinking that we can influence the ANC from inside as members, and we can use the mighty power of Cosatu to twist its arms and to make sure that it abandons that strategy and go back to the RDP and the Freedom Charter. We failed. I mean, year in, year out, changing a president and moving into the next president from Nelson Mandela to Thabo Mbeki to Jacob Zuma. The unions have just, in Cosatu, have failed to change the government's economic policy.